you have to really admire the young guys for their enthusiasm, for their determination, and for their will. You know, I remember, 8, 9 years ago, that was me, vying for an opportunity to fight a legend and become a legend. And so you have to really admire what this card brings, like Richard said. The young, and then you have the old, and you have these old guys that right now they're not willing to step aside just that easy. I feel that I still have so much to offer the game of boxing. I still have plateaus that I have to overcome, and goals that I've set personally for myself. And when you look at Lateef, everything that he brings to the table, I have to take this fight deadly serious. As you can see, I'm coming down. I'm already in great shape. I'm not in the type of condition I want to be in, but I'll be ready June 2nd. So we're going to leave LA and go right back to training camp and start some very serious training for this challenge that I have before me. I'd like to just welcome Winky right back, man. We miss you, bro. We've been hanging out too much on the golf course, man. not in the gym, but it's time. And Peter Quillen, I mean, man, this guy's enthusiasm and the things that he brings to the table, these young guys are trying to take our spots. And this is what boxing is all about. So this is what makes this show special. When I commentated Lateef's fights, trust me, a lot of times, as a young fighter, when you see a lot of potential in a young fighter, the worst thing you can do is tell him how great he is. And, when you try to constructively, criticize someone, you think they'll go back and take heed to what you're saying and maybe, work hard on things that he don't do so well. And we're not, none of us are complete fighters, because that's why we go to camp every time to try to get better. So instead of doing that, he took what I was saying. I wasn't on his bandwagon or anything like that. I'm sure everybody was telling him how great he was with the knockout record and how powerful he was. But, I saw loopholes in his game. And it was my job to point that out, and maybe he listened to the commentary, go back home and work on some of the things that he's not doing so well to become a better fighter. But he didn't want to take heed to that, so now I got to show him. And on June 2nd, he's going to earn that night. You feel me? And so I've been challenged before. I've had fighters tell me they're going to knock me out. Danny Green said he was going to knock me out. He had never been knocked out before. I took 9 people to Australia, and I wasn't coming back empty-handed. That fight was a whole day and a half. And that was a long flight to come back empty-handed. So we went over there with 9 people in front of 13,000 people, and I did what I said I was going to do. I stopped him inside the distance because that was the only way I was going to guarantee victory. And I stand before you here today, and I'm telling Lateef Kayode and everybody he got coming to support him on June 2nd that his dream's going to come crumbling down. Because there's a difference from being on the outside looking in. When you under that fire and that heat, it's a big difference. It might look easy from the outside, but when you're in there all by yourself and Freddie Roach can't do nothing but give you some water, it's a whole new ball. Welcome to big time.